Hello everyone, welcome back to Gardening with the Landscape Connection. My name is Michelle. I live in Northern Illinois, Zone 5. If this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad that you decided to join us. Today I am outside in the vegetable garden area and we are going to harvest some vegetables. I'm also going to talk about some of the different things I did with each vegetable to get them to where they are right now. If you have never been here before, let me give you a little bit of background. This raised garden bed area has 21 beds in it, and I have neighborhood gardeners that garden here as well as myself. I actually garden in 10 of them. Now, what you need to do to be able to garden here is you provide your own vegetables, you take care of your bed, you water, you weed, you harvest, and we ask that you donate some of the food to us, and then we take that food down to the food pantry here in our city. Now, typically on any given year, we donate anywhere between 600 and 1,200 pounds of food. It really depends on the mix of what people are growing, how much they donate, because you know what? I don't ask for a lot of their stuff that they grow. We just want some. And it could be one tomato out of your whole tomato crop, and I'm okay with that. We just want you to give back to the community, and that's what you have to do to be able to garden here. So this is the garden bed area here. And as you can see, all of the beds are planted up. Some of them are further along than others. Some people started gardening cool season crops when you could work the ground, and some people waited until actually May, the end of May, beginning of June to put their gardens in, and that's okay too. So I'm going to take you through. I'm going to go and look at my beds and what I have done, and we're going to harvest some things too. How fun will that be? So stay tuned. We are going to get some yum yums out of the garden. Okay, the first thing we're going to harvest are peas. Now, I'm not going to take you through and show you how to pick a pea because picking peas is pretty darn easy. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for the peas that are like this. They are going to be flat. These are sugar snap peas. I'm going to pick it off, and I want the peas to be immature. I don't want them to get really big and fat on the plant because then the pod itself gets really woody, and I want to be able to have these nice sweet peas. Now, these peas will keep producing not all summer, but until it gets really super hot outside. They will produce and produce and produce as long as I keep picking. They will keep producing flowers. And the more you pick your peas, the more you will get. Now, I don't fertilize my peas. I actually started these from seed. I put them in back in the middle of April. And I just kept them consistently watered so that they got about 1 inch of water a week. I am growing them up this A-frame trellis. So this will be the 4th time I have harvested peas. I have actually eaten a lot of them, and we have frozen, I think I'm up to 8 quart-sized bags of peas. So we're doing really well. We have actually the peas in 3 different beds. So it was like a total of 32 plants altogether that we put in the ground. The next thing that we planted, and I did these from seed, my dad would be so proud of me. Look, Dad, I grew these. Isn't that awesome? These are my little broccolis. These are not quite ready to pick. They're a little bit small. The biggest thing with broccoli is once you start to see the little head form, you do want to side dress your broccoli with fertilizer, and then you want to make sure you consistently water as the heads are developing. Now, as you can see here, this head is ready to be picked. And so it's got a nice, let me set these peas down. I'm just going to eat those, but it's got a nice round, see, it's about as big as my hand. It's got a nice rounded, mounded, tight little ball of broccoli here. Now, what's really cool is I will go in here and I will cut this broccoli out, and then I will get side shoots that will start to develop. So I will leave this plant in here for 2 or 3 more weeks, maybe even longer. As long as it's producing the side shoots, like once a week I'll come out and I'll harvest those off of there. So we are going to harvest this broccoli today. Now, I have broccoli in more beds than just this one. I have 4 right here, and then I have 4 more over there. I have, let's see, 4 more down there where the hoops are, and those are ready to harvest as well. And then I do believe I have, nope, that's it. So those are all the broccolis that I have. Some of them are ready to harvest and some of them aren't. And that's good because I didn't plant them all at the same time. The broccoli I put in the same time as the peas, the middle of April. And then I waited 2 weeks and I planted 4 more. And then I waited 2 weeks and I planted 4 more. So I do have 12 broccoli plants out here, and I will be harvesting this one today because it is ready. And I do believe in another bed I have some ready too. So let's go look at those. All right, we're coming up on this bed here. Oh yeah, look at that guy. Oh my gosh, he's so gorgeous. I'm gonna eat him for dinner. And then if I look in here, this one could probably go a little bit longer. He's not quite big enough. And then if I go to the other side, this is my cabbage here. And let's see, there's the little head of cabbage is just starting to form in there. But I do have, I'll let that one go a little bit longer, but this one's ready to harvest. So I have 3 broccolis ready to harvest. So I'm pretty excited about that. Okay, the next one that we're gonna look at is the cauliflower. And again, I started the cauliflower the same time I started the broccoli from seed. I've never grown cauliflower from seed before. I've always just bought the transplants and put them in the ground. So I am pretty amazed and pleased and proud of myself for growing these cauliflowers. And look at this. Look at that. Down there in there, there's a cauliflower in there. So one of the things that you want to do when the cauliflowers start to show and they've got the little bitty ball, and I'll show you one that looks like that in just a minute, you do want to gather all the leaves at the top and tie those over the top of the cauliflower. And what you're doing is they call blanching the cauliflower. But what it does is it helps that cauliflower grow bigger, and then it stops it from getting sun scald. And then again, I did side dress the bottom on both sides with fertilizer when I saw the little head of broccoli, and it only takes it like maybe 14 to 20 days to go from that little bitty sized cauliflower to a head of cauliflower. The other thing I want to do is I do want to watch for my leaves. Are they being eaten by worms? And if they are, I will spray with BT, which is a natural bacteria found in the soil, and it's a spray that you can use that targets caterpillars. But I haven't really seen any eating on my leaves. I mean, I can live with a little bit. So I am not spraying. I haven't sprayed anything this year. I'm pretty excited. So I'm going to be harvesting this cauliflower out right here. So I'm going to actually take my little twist tie off here, if I can get it off, and we'll open it up and take a look at it. Oh my goodness. I grew that. How excited. That looks like what you would buy in the grocery store. I'm so excited. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that nice tight head. You don't want it to start to separate or look all icky. You want it to have that nice white color on it. I'm so excited. Oh, I'm roasting that bad boy. We're going to pick that one too. So a cauliflower, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm just going to cut out the stalk at the bottom, and then I'm going to pull the whole plant out, because once it produces that one cauliflower, it is done. All right, here we've got some garden salsa right here, peppers, and even though they're not very big, I am going to pick them. One of the reasons I want to pick them, even though these are kind of early, is because I want this plant to produce more flowers. Now, I don't fertilize peppers, and peppers want the ground to be nice and warm, and I give them plenty of room to grow. And I do have a pole in here so that when it starts to grow a little bit bigger, I will tie it up to the pole so that a windstorm won't take it out. Pull my weed out of there. So I am going to come in and I'm going to clip these off. I never pull the peppers. I always cut them, because I don't want to rip my plant. I want this to produce more flowers. And so instead of sending energy to these peppers, I wanted to send energy to these flowers and make more peppers. So peppers is another one. The more you pick them, the more you'll get. All right, here is my spaghetti squash. And as you can see, I took it up off the ground and I am running it up a trellis, and they're starting to form the spaghetti squash. So right here you can see there's a squash. There's another squash. Let's see. Can you see it right there? There's a squash. I have another one. Oh, here's one right there. So I'm going to have some really good spaghetti squash. There's some more. I see 2 more in here. See, there's one there and one there. So this is one plant. And then on the other side, I have another one. And that one also has squash all over it. So woohoo, can't wait. Okay, with the tomatoes, I have been fertilizing them every 3 weeks with Tomato Tone, and I've just been sprinkling it around the bottom of the base. I don't touch the stem. I kind of work it in a little bit with my hands, and then I water it in. And look, I got little tomatoes starting. Isn't that great? So this is a Cherokee Carbon tomato. This is an heirloom tomato, so I can't wait to get those. And I've got some nice flowers set on here as well. Got some more broccoli down here, but these aren't ready, and some more peas that are just loaded with lots of peas. So we're going to be picking peas out. And can you believe it? I emptied this thing 2 days ago. Well, 3 days ago. I guess it was Sunday. Today's Wednesday. So loaded with peas. All right, my acorn squash is just starting to put on some size. It's starting to flower as well, and we will train it to go this way in the bed. And so it's going to have all of this room to grow, but it took it a minute to start growing, but it's taking off now. And then if I come down to this end of the bed, I've got leeks growing right here. So those are just starting to get going. And then I've got some more cauliflower here. And I was going to show you the little bitty cauliflower and what it looks like when you want it to start, when you want to like pull the leaves over the top of it. So I just put the leaves on these this morning. And if you come in here and look, see, there's a little bitty cauliflower in there. And that will, I'm not kidding, it'll take 14 to 20 days and that'll be a big head of cauliflower. Now, as you can see, I have different things in different beds and some of the same things in different beds. And I do that for a reason. I try to create a lot of diversity in my beds, and that way the bugs have a harder time finding what it is that I've planted. So this is my onion bed down here, and I've got a lot of different onions. They're looking pretty good. I do fertilize these once a week, but once I see the onion crown the top of the soil, then I'll stop fertilizing them. Usually I'm harvesting onions in the middle of July. I did get them in late this year, so we'll see what happens with that. This is the bed where the cauliflower was, but the broccoli was that I'm going to harvest. But I wanted to show you this because I'm going to harvest this one today too. This is another cauliflower, but these are purple. Check it out. Aren't those great? Now, I did not start those from seed. These I actually started from transplants. But I am like, oh my gosh, those are awesome. And I have 3 of them, and I think 2 of them are ready to harvest, and this one in the middle, needs a little bit more time. Okay, so this next one I'm going to show you, I think this is a fail. I don't know if that I'll even keep this in here. But this this cauliflower is called cheddar. And look at it. It's like an alien brain. I don't know what happened with this one. It doesn't look like it grew properly. I mean, I did everything the same as the other ones, but it separated and it did this. So I'll probably end up pulling this and throwing it away. This is the same kind of cauliflower. Did the same thing. It didn't form up into a head. It just kind of, I don't know, looks like some weird alien brain. I'm not sure why it did that. So either, for me, normally I either get a cauliflower or I don't. The other thing I was going to show you is, look, the ginger is coming up. I can't believe it. It sat in this container forever, and then it started to grow. The turmeric didn't do anything, but both of my gingers are growing. All right, and here we are to another bed here. This is our loose leaf salad blend mix. I actually harvested this about a week ago, so I have some more that's ready to be harvested. I harvested the Swiss chard as well. So I am going to come through and I'm going to harvest this again. I do have some peppers on my banana peppers, and I am going to pick them even though they're super tiny, because I need these to work on some roots and some flowers and work on getting a little bigger, not producing a pepper. My Chinese cabbage is doing pretty good. It's starting to form up down there in the center. So this is going to get that cabbage that comes up the middle. And when I saw the head start to form, I did side dress it with fertilizer. This is my lemon thyme, and it is ready to be harvested. So I'm going to come through and I'm going to harvest the thyme, and I'm going to cut this all back, and then it'll grow and flush again, and I'll get another harvest in late summer, early fall. And then here, look, more peas. All right, and then the last bed, I need to get my trellises in here. These are my watermelons, and they're big enough now that I need to get them up on a trellis, unless I'm going to let them go through this whole bed. I do have a butternut squash here too, so I think that's too much in a small space, so I got to get something going vertical. I also planted those amaranth here, and my gladiolas aren't doing real great. I think I might start over. Some of them are doing okay, but a lot of them kind of croaked. I think they just got too wet and waterlogged in here. And then I do have another watermelon down here. So that's my last bed right here. And then we have the cut flower garden over here, which is doing okay. I lost almost all of my straw flowers, and I had to, thank God I had some left, and I put them in little pots. So I'm going to have to come out here and replant the straw flowers. Got some weeds coming up too. I only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. That's it. 14 straw flowers out of all those that I put in. But the amaranth, look at that, is beautiful. And the zinnias are all coming up over here too. So I have to cut the straw flowers back. I think that I'll cut all of these back and then see what they do. Okay, so that kind of shows you everything that I've got going on in my garden beds. I've got some beans that I started, an eggplant that's doing pretty good. But there's not a whole lot to show for those. And I don't think you need to see me pick everything. But I am going to get everything picked and then I'll show you my bounty. Okay, let me show you my sophisticated tools that I use to pick in the garden. I've got my shopping bags that I got from Meijer, and I love using these. These are those reusable grocery bags, but they're great for greens. So I'm gonna pick my lettuce and stuff into these. I have my colander, so I'm gonna pick my peas right into that. And then I have a laundry basket and, oh look, a steak knife. I have a steak knife so I can cut out my broccoli and my cauliflower. And then I have my little clippers so that I can cut out my peas and my peppers. So that's it. That's all I'm using to get everything harvested. So let's get going. There it is. One beautiful head of broccoli. And you can see down here, can you see? They're already starting to form little bitty broccolets. See, there's one there. There's some right here. They're little bitty, and those will grow into side shoots, and then we'll just keep picking those. Check it out. This is my bounty of goodness. This is everything I harvested today. I have all this beautiful thyme. I got 2 white cauliflowers. I got 2 purple cauliflowers. Look at these. I grew these. That's so awesome. I got 3 broccoli. I got sugar snap peas. I got some spinach, some loose leaf lettuce. Look at this beautiful Greek oregano that I got. Oh, and then I got some peppers. I got 1 little banana pepper. I mean, just look at this. I grew all of this. It is the most satisfying thing in the whole world to grow your own food. Check it out. I know. I just can't keep looking at it. It's like so cool. I grew all that. I know, I got a lot of bundles of these. These I'll actually, what I do is I rubber band the bottom. Right now I only had twist ties, but I'll rubber band the bottom and then I take the twist ties and I attach them upside down to a clothes hanger and I put them in a closet and I just let them dry in there. And then I'll get my dehydrator out and I'll dry these on a rack. But look at this. We're going to have this for dinner. I got spinach. Oh, yes. Yum, yum, yum. So that is my bounty for today. Okay, so I think that pretty much takes us up to date with what's going on out in the vegetable garden. I know I'm pretty pleased with myself. I think that it's looking pretty good out there, and I grew all these vegetables, and you can't beat vegetables that you grew yourself. And I don't know, there's just some great satisfaction in doing that. So thanks so much for watching and coming along with me as I harvested today. Stay tuned for our next video. Thanks for coming along today. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye, everybody. Keep on gardening.